Betrothed to my sister's ex. Sounds scandalous, but it's not. Funny enough, I've never seen this manga like pop up as a recommendation to me. A little bit of a backstory on this. It's pretty much Marie, who is our main character, is completely hated by her family because of the color of her hair and because she's more intellectually accomplished than everyone else in the family. Granted, they don't raise her up, they throw her down to the dirt. And that's what she lives her whole entire life up until she meets Count Kuros. Now, when they first meet, he doesn't know who she is. He actually mistakes her for a maid. Doesn't even get her name, idiot. But thanks to his maid, he knows she's one of the daughters of the family. But for whatever reason, he confuses the two girls, thinking that she's the older sister and that the younger sister is the one who the party inside is for. And due to the fact that the two sisters look very different, also in appearance, height difference, and build, Marie is the younger sister, Anastasia is the older sister, but they are complete opposites. Technically, Marie looks like the older sister and Anastasia looks like the younger. So when he's writing the betrothal letter, he's thinking that when he's putting Anastasia, that he's asking for Marie's hand. Completely makes an idiotic mistake. The way the story unfolds, it's kind of like a happy accident. That's wrong to say. Excuse me. Because of that mistake, Anastasia's in the carriage that ends up going into an accident. That story gets unraveled later. I won't spoil on that one. Anastasia ends up, unfortunately, dying in the carriage. And due to that, Marie gets sent to kind of replace her to see if that will kind of like placate the count. All the betrothal gifts are already spent, sold off, because the family's so poor. They need to do what they can to get funds. The father's not expecting much from Marie. He's really just expecting her to return home because he really needs her to do all the work that she's been doing, the free slave, because she's just more intellectual than him. So the father's really only expecting her to spend the night with the count just to make him happy for one day, to kind of like pay off the betrothal. That sounds really horrible, but that's basically what he's doing, selling this daughter to cover the expense that could potentially be the betrothal expense. And Marie's going into this completely understanding that that is something that she's probably going to have to do because that's all they're expecting of her, and she thinks she'll be the biggest disappointment for Kuros because he wanted her sister, is what she kept on thinking. And then later on, he also thinks that. He's also thinking that she died in that carriage. So when they're trying to be like, oh, here's Marie, the other daughter, and he's like, I don't want that one. But when he sees her, he realizes that's the one that he wanted. And then he has to spend the whole entire season convincing her that it was really a mistake, that he really did want her. But then at the same time, he was happy for his mistake because if he would have actually written the right name, she would have been in that carriage that had the accident. He has a little bit of guilt too, as well as the maid, because she also admits that at one point, saying that she too was happy of the mistake because then he wouldn't have gotten the woman that he actually wanted. The maid is rooting the whole entire time for him to finally meet her and get the woman that he wants. So basically, it's cute, it's adorable. There's not a lot of action here and there going on, too many twists and turns and conflicts necessarily that is dramatic. It's definitely one of those easy to watch animes, so I do recommend that you watch it, but I will have to say there's a bit of a trigger warning of a potential assault that happens in there. Keep that in mind if you're sensitive to that. If there is one scene of it, small, it's not detailed, but there are kind of a lot of imagery that could go with it that can trigger some people, so do keep that in mind. Overall, I have to say I really do enjoy this anime. It's a well-written story. It has a full character development for both characters, I believe, and the side characters also contribute a lot to the story, as well as it gives a lot of fullness to it. They're not just there being introduced for no reason. They do give a lot to help her grow and to come out of her shell. She's not necessarily a shy character, definitely not. She does have times where she's outspoken, she says what she likes. Even though in the beginning, when Kuros is asking her what she likes, she seems to not really know, but then later on understands like there are things that she likes, from gardening to the stories that she's reading, learning languages, writing the letters. She finds that those are things that she actually loved doing. Does have the one flaw of not really speaking up when someone's treating her bad, so she does kind of run to Kuros a lot, or Mio, which Mio's the maid. Mio's a maid that is absolutely one of my favorite characters. She's hysterical, but not in like an overbearing way. Like you kind kind of want to know more about her. I wonder if there's going to be a season 2 for this. If Mio gets more introduced and her backstory, that would be quite interesting. Because all we know about her was that she was abandoned as a child, and Kuro's mom takes her under her wings and raises her pretty much. The maid that was like a sister bond type of relationship with Kuro's growing up, because she spent time with him so he wouldn't feel lonely, since I'm guessing his other siblings, we don't really meet them. We just know he has a lot of other sisters. They're not introduced at any point, so we don't know if he has a good relationship with them or not. I'm going to assume he does not, because his mother's the concubine of his father, different backgrounds, different relationship, and the father chooses him as a successor. So I'm pretty sure the sisters are feeling a type of scorn, but yet we don't know that, so I'm not going to jump to conclusions just yet. That's probably something we have no idea about. I will say there are times where we think that Kuros is being a little too creepy and overbearing, not in a bad way. I just think he's normal. He's just doing things that he doesn't understand, and he's just trying to like express himself the best way he knows how due to lack of, I guess, experience and knowledge. I don't think he's annoying in any way of what he's doing, or it's creepy, because sometimes, you know, like your male leads can be a little too much, and then it's like, don't know why she likes him, why she would fall for him. He's just giving creeper stalker vibes or something. But no, he's actually very sweet in what he's trying to express to her. And I love the fact that his mother, Mio, and like every other servant in the house, like definitely tells him like, you need to relax because what you want is making her uncomfortable. I will say I do like this one part where I thought he was giving up on her when she's in her, you know, breaking down mode and feeling very self-conscious, extremely low self-esteem, and she just wants to go back home. She doesn't feel worthy to be with him. I do like the fact that he lets Marie leave, even though technically all Mio does is go around the castle a few times, around the mountain, making it appear like they're going home for her to just snap out of it and go back. It does seem like he's strong to do that, because you know how they always say, like, you know you really love someone when you're willing to let them go. And I think that's exactly what he did. He just kind of let her go to see if she'll snap out of it, even though he does make a promise to her that he would become stronger to continue to go and get her back as many times as he tries to run away, essentially. Because he knows that she doesn't mean it. She doesn't mean when, you know, she wants to pull away from him, she wants to leave. It's not really that she wants to, it's just she doesn't feel she deserves to be with him, you know. And the fact that he never really interacted with her sister is like another thing for her to think, like, only you met my sister, Anastasia, like you would have loved her more, you know, everybody did, she's so much more beautiful than me, the yada yada yada, just because of stuff that they told her. And he's just like, it's always been you, but now, you know, she believes it but also doesn't believe it. It all has to do with the whole, like, you know, mental trauma, recovering from that, and all the abuse she's went under. At the end of the season, she's still not 100%. I love that they leave her still flawed. She's not like she miraculously became this more confident person and everything. Like, she is more confident, not fully healed, more accepting of Kuros, even though she lacks and she forgets and she's always doubting. But then Marie's like, I have to get better at this. I have to accept that his words are true and what I feel are true, and I don't want to give him up. So she does have to go through that a couple of times. I know that at the end of the season, she's definitely not over that. She's going to have more of those times where she's going to question herself. I feel like if there's a season 2, I really need to look into that, because I don't even know if there's a season 2. But if there's a season 2, I'm pretty sure that will be the next chapter for them, is her going into high society. More backstory into him, his sisters, if that's the case. But as of where it is, I think even if there's no season 2, it's fine. I like where they leave it off. It's perfectly okay. It's just an engagement ceremony. It's not their actual marriage. We already know they're gonna get married. They love each other. That's just the end game for them. I like the curiosity we're left with. Those could be like spin-off situations with like the maid and each of the other servants and their backstories, but I feel like it's not necessary. Definitely could be here and done story.